多少单？
Let me welcome you to the program again, Perspectives Unlimited. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for tuning in to 89.3 FM Wells Radio, your preferred wholesome radio. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of your state. We say good morning to you and thank you. Once again, we hope you're well and all the content is doing great. Today's Friday, the 23rd of January 2026. We're grateful for how it is moving, and of course we're thankful to God for all the great things that we're experiencing. If it's not going as well as you expect it to go yet, don't worry, all will be well. Let's prayerfully and trustfully stand on God's promises that January and the rest of the year 2026 will definitely be a productive and great one for all of us. I believe so. If you believe, then all will definitely be well with you. 89.3 FM Wells Radio, we're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of your state. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. Thank you for joining the program. Perspectives Unlimited is a program where we take you beyond the news. We help you understand stories making the rounds in Nigeria. And of course, our analyst will also help us understand, give us clarity on some stories, while you, a very lovely and darling listener at home, would make that decision of where to stand, what to believe, and how you would love to perceive some of the major stories in our nation, Nigeria, for today. This day on Perspectives Unlimited, we have the Punch newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune, and the Guardian newspaper. From the three of them, we start first with the front page stories, and right after that, we dive straight into in-depth conversation for today. Stay with us. Let's begin with the Punch newspaper on page 27. Makinde rules out defection plans after meeting with Bola Tinubu. CJ declined to probe Fubara Speaker heads to appeal court on page 27. On page 26, Supreme Court closes Kudirat Abiola's murder case, free Al-Mustafa. And the major story here on the Punch on page 2, abductions, United States demands action, federal government vows to track bandits. Ribadu meets with U.S. envoy as Washington pressure insecurity. Washington pressures Abuja on insecurity. And of course, mother recount giving birth in Kaduna kidnapper hideout. That's another major story here. Mother recount giving birth in Kaduna kidnapper hideout. On page 19, Tinubu approves commercial oil drilling in Ogun State on page 19. And on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch, attack scare. Police deploy officers to top Lagos schools. Now let's stay with the Nigerian Tribune for a moment. On page 27, ambassadors Tinubu post arrest to the USA, okay to France, and Dan Kagiri to Turkey. On page 27, Dalhatu to High Commissioner designate in the United Kingdom. On page 4, Fubara Chief Judge reject request to constitute impeachment panel. On page 3 of the Tribune, Kaduna abduction, United States wants Nigeria to strengthen protection of Christians. Southern Kaduna Christian leaders declare 2-day fasting over safe return of abducted worshippers. Southern Middle Belt Leaders Forum wants suspension, thorough investigation of police officials who denied abduction. On page 31, United Nations says 35 million Nigerians risk hunger after global funding collapse. I am not comfortable in PDP. Makinde meets with Tinubu at Villa. On page 11, Nigeria's cashew export hit $400 million. Tinubu sells deal to Shell to unlock job forex flow. On page 6. Oil drilling at Ogun Waterside or local deep seaport set to take off. On page 12. And finally, in health, on the Tribune for today, milk, whole bread diet dramatically reduce cholera infection, says experts. Now, quickly, let's run through the Guardian. Federal government warns against consumer extortion, orders free installation of 500,000 meters. CSOs knocks National Assembly on prolonged recess, warns Electoral Act delay threatens 2027 polls. On page 3, ADC affirms Obi Usman as strong coalition members. On the big stories, pages 4 and 5, how poor services, high cost, ease drug access, fuel addiction crisis. On page 30, Christian leaders declare fasting prayer over Kajuru abduction. On page 30. On page 28, Ekiti 2026, political parties to pay 60 million naira campaign advert fees. And on page 30, court proscribes industrial action as Wike sues FCTA workers. On page 29, River State CJ declined to constitute a probe panel against Fubara. And on page 6, government pledges food security as United Nations says 35 million Nigerians at risk of hunger. And finally, on page 6, federal government reiterates religious freedom as report cites 72 of global Christian killings in Nigeria. We have too many big stories to talk about today in the news. Supreme Court closes Kudirat Abiola's murder case and frees Al-Mustafa is in the news. Tinubu approves commercial drilling. And of course, this story on the Nigerian Tribune, I am not comfortable in PDP, says Sheyi Makinde. That's in politics is also in the news. While we would also talk about some of the biggest stories, this week in Nigeria. But before we get into that, remember, you can follow us on our Facebook page and watch us live right there, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. Remember to like and share the video. We're live also on YouTube, where you can watch us from anywhere in the world with our name, Wells Radio 89.3 FM. This particular story caught my attention, and we're just going to start with the story. Attack scare. The police officers or police deploy officers to top Lagos schools. Following threats of attacks on schools in Ikeja by yet to be identified persons, the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Olondare Jimo, has ordered the deployment of police personnel on a permanent basis to the affected Grade School and Green Spring School, Anthony Campus. The management of the affected schools located in Ikeja had on Wednesday and Thursday, respectively, ordered the temporary closure of the school after receiving security threat via WhatsApp message from an unknown number. Announcing the temporary closure, the head of school of the Great School, Richard Macken, in a letter addressed to parents on Wednesday, said the school would not open on Thursday due to security concern. The letter, dated 21st of January, read, "Earlier this evening, the school received a security-related concern. While there is no immediate danger, we have chosen to act responsibly by taking the matter seriously and putting all necessary safety measures in place. The school will use tomorrow, Thursday, to follow up fully with the appropriate authorities and receive official guidance. The safety and well-being of all our students, staff, and families remain highest priority, and this temporary closure allows us to ensure that all protocols are properly observed." The school management said it would monitor the development in conjunction with security agencies to determine the reopening of that school. It also gathered that the nearby school, Avicenna International School in Ikeja, was considering a temporary closure. However, in a statement on Thursday, the police public relations officer at DBC, Abimbola, the command said it had neutralized the threat to the schools within Ikeja. The police declared that schools safe for continued academic and administrative authorities after conducting a security sweep of the premises. We're going to start our conversation from that very concerning and rather, scary story, like the Punch tagged it. Attack scare. Police deploy officers to top schools in Lagos State. My analyst is in the studio to help us make sense of them all. Good morning to you, Mr. Olalikoson.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, and how are you doing today?
I am doing excellently well. How are you?
I'm very well. How has your week been?
God has been good.
Luasho. All right. Chukwemeka. Let's start with this scare. In fact, we have a lot to talk about, but let's start with this school scare in Lagos State, in Ikeja. That's the capital of Lagos State. Quite worrisome, if you ask me. At the city center, messages can be shared. Is this action of the school shutting down and then the assurance by the police, is it even sufficient enough? Going by what we're seeing up north, abduction of pupils and students at different schools, is this a sign that there's a great knock at the door of the Southwest?
I mean, that has always been. Anybody who ever thought that what has been happening in the North would never cascade to the South has most certainly been dreaming. I did not even know about this until yesterday afternoon. It was yesterday afternoon that I realized that there was brewing crisis in Lagos, that some people allegedly sent a message to some schools, some top schools, some of them foreign-owned in Lagos, Ikeja to be precise, that they would be bombing those schools. And I was like, seriously? Has it gotten to this level? Then the police said, the school authorities did what makes sense to me. I mean, we're talking about human lives here. You can't be too cautious when we're talking about human lives. And they said, okay, for these 2 days, please stay away from our schools. The natural thing to do, the natural thing one would expect is to have the Ordnance Department of the Nigeria Police, the Nigerian Army, the SSS to come and comb the schools, and of course the immediate outside perimeter of these two schools to realize factually that there are no explosive devices anywhere near those schools. And it's not just going to be those two schools. I believe that all through this weekend, I mean, I see no reason why the governor of Lagos State shouldn't say, let there no be schooling activity for Thursday and Friday.
That's next week?
No, today.
Today, all right.
Yesterday and today.
Like across all the schools in Lagos State, just to be safe.
And even Ogun State. Not just that you are declaring them closed and you open them later on. No. You need to first and foremost check all those schools. There are devices that if you place them anywhere, you wouldn't know if there are bumps nearby. These are the things they need to take to each and every school in Lagos State to be factual that yes, there are no bumps. And it's not just going to end there. You are now going to put physical security around to ensure that people who are trained to detect inordinate movements and all of that. These are the things we need to put in place right now. But I think those people have made a mistake. I'm talking about the people who sent the message. They sent the message via an electronic channel, WhatsApp. That can be traced. I sincerely cannot understand why the SSS is now at the forefront of this, because they possess everything they need to know exactly the source of the message, who is sending the message, which phone are they using to send the message, where is the location. These are things that Nigeria has. I'm very, very sure of that.
Are you sure we truly have all of that? Going by bandits putting up videos on TikTok.
110%. We do.
People dropping money or sending money via bank transfers.
You want to know,
nothing have been done so far.
If you want to know if we have it or not, just that things are going to be a little bit rough for you for some months. Say XYZ about the president on TikTok, and I can assure you that you are not going to sleep in your house on that particular day. However, say whatever you want to say about Nigeria, nobody cares. That is exactly why we are where we are right now. The SSS is prosecuting Showore for calling the president some names, when in reality, some people have done far worse things to Nigeria that the SSS is not even listening to them. The SSS is now protecting the president as against the country. That is why we are where we are. Like I was saying, the SSS, even the police, they have an ordnance department that can, find if there are explosive devices anywhere around. They can start with that. And yes, the Nigeria Police Services actually has a tracking, facility as well. Should your phone get lost, you go to them, they tell you, drop this particular amount of money, we're going to track the phone for you. And yes, they are going to track the phone. It has been commercialized. That is the problem. And in all seriousness, at this particular point in time, in the name of national security, the government needs to rise to the occasion. A lot of people are bringing serious money from foreign countries, the UK to be precise, to come and establish schools here. Do you think they're going to keep bringing that money here with news like this in Lagos, Ikeja, the capital of the most vibrant state in the country? A lot is at stake right now. The future of the country is at stake right now. And if we do not nip this in the bud, if we fail to parade the people behind this nonsense within 2 weeks, we will be losing a lot. Nigerians need to see their face. And you must be able to construct a logical way of saying, okay, these are actually the people. Not just that you round some people up somewhere and say, oh, these are the people. It must be logical. This is where they were. This is the machine. This is how we were able to track them. Nigerians must be convinced that, yes, the people behind this have been arrested and paraded. Then everybody goes back to where we were. But should that not be the case, a lot of people are going to say, I'm not even training my children in Nigeria anymore. Let me take them abroad. Those who have the facility, because nobody wants to lose their child. That's the truth of the matter.
All right. Hopefully, we do not get to the point where, private school owners now would start putting, say, the hammer tank or, heavily handed security personnel. I know at some point that conversation came up somewhere.
That is not what children should be seeing.
Exactly, and the scare of heavily handed security men, at the gates of.
That is
schools.
why I said close the school. Luckily for you, you have 2 days weekend, 2 free days. Had 2 more days, Thursday, Friday. It could be Monday, Tuesday next week. Do what you have to do. Then you bring the kids back. If you fail to do what you have to do, trust me, nobody is going to be comfortable with sending their children out. Everybody wants to see the faces behind this nonsense.
Behind this. All right, let's hope that the Lagos State government would stand up to the occasion and, of course, do the needful in a way, at least to put the minds of parents at rest. Now let's talk about the Labour Party very quickly. Drama happened. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday removed Justice Abure as the national chairman of the party and ordered INEC to recognize Nnamdi Usman, the former Minister of Finance, as the party's lawful leader. Delivering the judgment, Peter Lufe relied on the April 4, 2025 decision of the Supreme Court to uphold Usman's leadership and affirm the validity of the Labour Party caretaker arrangement. The court directed INEC to immediately recognize Nnamdi Usman, the led National Caretaker Committee, as a legitimate authority to act on the party's pending conduct of the national election.
For the avoidance of doubt, the court also ordered that INEC should, as a matter of fact, recognize every correspondence from Dr. Nnamdi Usman as the valid and the only recognized chairman of Labour Party. The court went further to warn against all this shenanigan and superfluous grandstanding by people who want to run the party at their whims and caprices of running around and on forum shopping, going to court in Jos, going to court in Nasarawa, going to court here and there.
I believe that this is not just, it's not victory for Nnamdi Usman, no. It's victory for Labour Party, it's victory for all Nigerians who believe in the Labour Party. I would want to seize this opportunity to call on all my brothers and sisters and say there is no victor, no vanquished. Let's come back, work together and build a stronger Labour Party.
At about this time in the year 2022, the Labour Party was highly promising. In fact, if not the biggest political party, talked about across Africa and even the rest of the world, with strong hopes to, take over the presidential seat at the center in preparation for the 2023 election at the time. As we approach 2027 election, it's one court case to the other. I just want you to say one or two, quickly highlight what is going on in the Labour Party and what is the future of this party as such. Their strongest, should I say strongest? Their flag bearer at the presidential level at the time, Peter Obi, was also well spoken about. Right now, we're not getting the force of the obedient. I wonder where they are now as we march up to the polls in 2027.
Thank you very much, Chief. In all seriousness, I discussed this matter with your colleague who was here yesterday, and I said something. I don't particularly believe that this is a victory for democracy. It appears to me, my personal belief, which was actually echoed. I did not even know that the Guardian of yesterday had said something about it, that it looks more like a distraction than a legal judgment. Everybody in the opposition is now coming towards the ADC. I'm talking about people who mean to oppose the ruling party. They are now coming together to form the ADC. And all of a sudden, something that would make it difficult for the ADC to remain in unison happened on Wednesday. I see this as a stratagem to pull Peter Obi out of the ADC because his faction of the ADC, led by Nnamdi Usman, has now been given the go-ahead to identify themselves as the official faction of the party. That is going to make Peter Obi to begin to say, okay, should I go forward or should I go backward? Should I go towards the ADC or should I go back towards the Labour Party? Mind you, a lot of people have actually been accusing Peter Obi of a lot of things. As far as I'm concerned, he has not even joined the ADC. If you want to join a political party, there are processes and procedures that you just must follow. You go to your state, your local government, and your word.
So what is the press conference for?
It was just
to make an announcement.
Press conference to deflect the attention of some people.
How about we think
I understand this process.
Doing all of that at the local level did not probably get the attention of the press?
There is no way that would happen and nobody will not know. No way. No way. He's not a member of the ADC. He has not resigned his membership of Labour Party because you need to write a letter, an official letter, to the ward chairman of your party saying that you are no longer a member of that party. He has not done that. And a lot of people are actually asking a lot of questions. Peter Obi, are you actually on the side of Nigerians or you are in bed with the ruling party? And I will say something here. 2022, the only party that we had then that was going to challenge the ADC was the PDP. For reasons that till this very present day I cannot understand, Peter Obi pulled out. He did split the opposition into two. And at that particular point, I told people around me, there was no way then that Bola Tinubu was not going to win the election. It's the reverse of what he did in 2022. 2022, you left your party, the major political party. Now, you are claiming to be in the major political party, but nobody knows where you are. If you're actually in the major political or you are going back to Labour Party. That doesn't make much sense.
Do you think Peter Obi is going to come back to the Labour Party?
And before we go forward, something happened 3-4 weeks ago that actually got me thinking. There is a commercial bank that Peter Obi has interest in. The bank ran into trouble such that the Supreme Court said that they were going to pay almost 400 billion naira. The president's personal lawyer, Olele Anibekon, was the one who worked with Peter Obi in the Supreme Court, and they got a reversal. Peter Obi is not giving me clear signals that he's actually on our side. Not many people can afford what Olele Anibekon charges. I can see it mouth wide open. Peter Obi cannot afford Olele Anibekon.
How about maybe it's pro bono or something?
Pro what? Who gave Olele Anibekon? Who gave Peter Obi Olele Anibekon? This is not something that happens often. I mean, the Supreme Court will now say, okay, we are reversing ourselves. They are the only court in the land across the whole globe that can reverse themselves. And they did it over Peter Obi's bank. I mean, these things are not clear enough.
Do you think he's going to come back to the Labour Party?
Well, the way things are, he is going to contest under the Labour Party.
Under the Labour Party.
Yes.
All right.
Which is not going to be very, very good for the opposition. That is going to favor Bola Ahmed Tinubu more than any other person.
Than any other thing.
Yes.
All right. We'll take a break. When we come back right after the break, we talk about the insecurity in Kaduna, the stand of the United States, and the confusion that we also got this week. Maybe from the police. We'll look at that and more when we come back. Stay with us.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Christ Ambassadors International College is a private, co-educational Christian day and boarding school located at Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We offer a blend of Nigerian and British curricula designed to nurture global leaders with godly values. With world-class facilities, exciting co-curricular programs, exceptional pastoral care, and outstanding academic results, we ensure your child's dream becomes a reality. Our entrance examination for 2026-2027 academic session will hold on Saturday, 14th February 2026 at 8 a.m. For inquiries, please call 0704-530-8414 or 0814-177-2806 or visit www.christambassadorscollege.com. Christ Ambassadors International College, nurturing global and godly scholars.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811-223-2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafi Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
Family is not defined by blood, events, headlines, or frequencies. It's our shuffled feet in the busy streets, the levity of the birds upon the brown rooftops, indigenous, nuclear. The blue sky coming to greet us on a sunless morning, safe, clean, wholesome, somewhere between truth and fiction. Wells Radio 89.3 FM, Oluyole Estate, a gallery built from mere words of culture, heritage, music, brush strokes visible on an artwork, the rhythm of repetition. Family is not defined by blood, it is togetherness, heirlooms in diaspora, with open arms to embrace through thick and thin. This home, your family, this radio is your radio. My name is Jesse Joba Isaac. I will keep listening to Wells Radio 89.3 FM.
Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Advancing religious freedom and security will help the United States and Nigeria to enhance the reciprocal benefits of our relationship, solidifying trade and economic deals, degrading terrorist groups that threaten our interests, and strengthening health responses, among many other areas.
Our counter-terrorism postures and situational awareness across multiple theaters of operation have seen improvements, particularly in the northeast, under Operation Hadinkai, as well as in the northwest and central Nigeria under Operation Fasang Yamma. These engagements have moved decisively beyond dialogue to action. They have supported improved target identification and operational fidelity, strengthened joint planning, and enabled more effective disruption of terrorist networks and transnational criminal elements. These efforts have resulted in the neutralization of several hundreds of terrorists like never before.
Informed that there is bandit attack in Kuruminwali, in Kajuru local government. We quickly mobilized our policemen, military and other security agencies to the area. But to our dismay this morning, till now that we are speaking, nobody is able to come out with any figure or name of any person that is kidnapped from that community. Our policemen, the chairman of the local government and other agencies were at the alleged scene of crime. We went there. Till now, there is no information about any attack or any kidnapping of over 300 persons.
We are here to make it abundantly clear to members of the public that the narrative from the Kajuru area that people have been kidnapped or whatever in the like of that is totally false, is not tenable, and we do not have any evidence of such.
Thank you very much. I'm particularly happy that you played the video before asking me the question. So let's be very specific to what the Commissioner of Police said. At no point did the Commissioner of Police say there was no attack. If you listen carefully, the Commissioner of Police said information was received that there was an attack, and immediately the police mobilized personnel to that place to find out what was really happening. And as at the point they got there was no eyewitness to say something happened. The people they met in the communities said they did not see anything. So there was no evidence to point to an attack. That was what the commissioner said, that there's no evidence whatsoever. So being a responsible commissioner, being a responsible agency, he said it as it was. 1, information was received. 2, we mobilized there immediately. 3, no evidence was received. So that was what he said. At no point did he say there was no attack. And good enough, being a responsible agency, the moment we got an eyewitness, one of the people abducted escaped and came out and was able to confirm that this happened. And there, shortly after, we also got names of people that were actually abducted. So the moment this concrete evidence came up, we owned up to it, and we felt, and we know it's a duty, our own duty, to update Nigerians. And that was exactly what we did. We made no attempt to cover up anything. So we came out to issue that statement to say, yes, we now have evidence that there was an attack. And the Inspector General of Police, immediately after the confirmation came in, directed the mobilization, which has taken place already.
All right, you're welcome back to the program on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Perspectives Unlimited is the program you're listening to. Let's get back to the stories. The United States have raised serious concern over Nigeria's ability to protect Christians' community following the abduction of 177 worshippers in Kaduna State, as bandits were on Thursday sighted moving freely through forest corridors with their captives day after storming churches without resistance. On Sunday, gunmen attacked 3 churches in Kulmin Wali community in Kajuru local government area of the state and whisked away more than 177 worshippers, with 11 managing to escape while 166 still in captivity. The warning came at a high-level delegation of their officials who arrived to Nigeria on Thursday on a 1-week-long diplomatic tour aimed at reviewing counter-terrorism effort and protection of vulnerable religious groups across Africa and the Middle East and Europe. The meeting is part of the United States Joint Working Group and well-chaired by the National Security Advisor Nouri Badu and the United States Secretary of State for Political Affairs, Alison Honker. You listen to that voice, from that sitting. a while ago. Let's start with the Nigerian Police Force. The statement made initially, and of course, the reversal that we eventually got. We had the voice of the commissioner, and of course, David Ndeye also clarifying what the commissioner said to Nigerians. And of course, what he called their responsibility honing up. I was just figuring out some of these words, in defense of the Honorable Commissioner of Police in that report. Let's get your thoughts on this particular situation.
Thank you very much, Chief. In all seriousness, the Commissioner of Police should not just be jobless by now. He should be standing before a judge explaining why he lied to all of us as Nigerians. Something that bad happened. Instead of you admitting and, of course, running after the bad boys, you kept telling the whole world for 3 days that it didn't happen. When you knew too well that it happened, that is reckless irresponsibility. That is on one side. For Ndeye, in all seriousness, if you don't have something good to talk, it's better to keep quiet. A responsible agency, what sort of nonsense is that? Something happened. Did you admit that it happened immediately? Did you swing into action? I realized that until Wednesday, 2 days ago, people from that community were still seeing their family members on the other side alongside their captors, but they couldn't approach because nobody wants to die. These are people who have things that are not toys to play with. Had it been that the Nigerian security architecture had moved into action immediately it happened, you just never can tell what might have happened by now. They might have retrieved those people. But instead of doing that, you kept telling us that, it actually didn't happen, when you knew too well that it happened. A lot of people should be prosecuted for that. A lot of people should be prosecuted. Let's now go to what the United States of America is saying. See, the truth of the matter is that at this particular point in time, we should be wise enough to know that you cannot settle a part of this problem while leaving the rest. We live in the same geographical space. If you settle a part of it, trust me, it's only a matter of time before bad things begin to happen again. For me, it's not just about, let's rescue the Hausas, let's rescue the Fulanis, let's rescue the Muslims, let's rescue for as long as they are human beings and they have claim to any an ancestral place in Nigeria, everybody should be helped. Everybody should be fixed. If you say, okay, it's just Plateau State that you want to rescue, bad people are going to come from Bauchi. They are going to come from Nasarawa. They are going to come from Abuja. You cannot claim to be safe while your enclave alone is safe, knowing too what bad things are happening in other parts. If we want to fix this thing, which I believe is the duty of the government, we should fix everything at once. That is how we can get to the end of this point. For Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, in all seriousness, I think he is a disappointment because countless people have been killed this week alone. Countless people are in captivity as we speak right now. Before 10 o'clock, we are going to, I'm not cursing, but it's the truth. We are going to hear about bad things that happened overnight across the country. And somehow you are saying that, things are actually improving, especially after the collaboration with the United States of America. That, things are improving in the Northwest. The same Northwest that people actually chartered trucks, a long convoy of trucks to leave their ancestral home simply because they are being threatened with death. I should remind you that Kaduna, where the mass kidnapping happened, is also in the Northwest. If you go to the North Central, there are a lot of villages in Kwara, in Niger, in Kogi that have been deserted simply because they don't want to die. And can I blame them? Northeast, just a couple of days ago, 5 soldiers were killed in Borno State. And yet you are telling us that things are getting better.
It is well. 177 people, not 17 people. 177 people. It should bother us.
And I realized that they didn't come with any vehicle. They came on foot. They are still...
And moved 177 people.
Such that for 3 days, they were still in that community, finding a way to move them into the forest.
0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893. I'll take the numbers again, 0916-893-1000, and 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893. Let's take some comment on Facebook. Ogunleya Debayo Lawrence says, nice work from Agbara, Ogun State, although I am here on work-related program from Ibadan. Thank you so much for watching from Ogun State. Sulaiman Sharif says, good morning and happy, lovely Friday to everyone. Abductions of Kaduna worshippers are worrisome, but denial in the face of mass kidnapping is not governance. It is cruelty. Government actions must reflect strength, not weakness. Tinubu-led APC administration must be held accountable for its own campaign promises to ending security in the country. Thank you so much, Sulaiman Sharif, for that. And of course, Olasayinde Habib, thank you so much for your comment also on Facebook. You can call in to the studio, share your thought with us so that we can take, the conversation. Let's move to your state here. There's this Sheyi Makinde story that I would like us to talk about. It's all over the place. Makinde rules out defection plans after meeting President Tinubu. Governor Makinde of Oyo State has reaffirmed his commitment to the PDP, declaring his comfort in the opposition despite a growing wave of high-profile defection to the APC. No, I am comfortable in the PDP, Makinde told journalists after closed-door talks with the president at the State House in Abuja on Thursday. The governor emphasized that his visit to the president was focused on governance matter affecting the nation rather than political considerations. The president is the president of Nigeria, not the president of the APC. We're talking about governance here. So I came to discuss with the president on some governance issues. Basically, Makinde said, when pressed on whether recent public frictions with the PDP and his trip to meet the president signals a shift towards the ruling party, Makinde affirmed that he was comfortable in the PDP. What do you think the conversation between the president? I remember during that media party here in Ibadan, and then, of course, a lot of things transpired. We realized the relationship, the wiki relationship, and Makinde, some conversation or things that may have happened behind closed door with the president. Eventually, we got to hear about it. Is this meeting with the president about... Do you think, the governor already said it's not about it, but hey, this is politics. The next day, you may just see a different headline. What do you think this meeting is all about?
Thank you very much. Politicians are people never to be trusted. That is something that we must say emphatically. But my sources told me that he went there for maybe alongside other reasons, but one of the reasons he was there was to ask for military bases scattered around Okiogun, the northern part of Oyo State, so that there will be people to call on to should there be any form of incursion of these bad boys into Oyo State. I was made to believe that was part of the reasons he went there. If politics was, now later part of the package.
Can politics entirely not be part of the package?
It is going to be difficult.
Flying from Ibadan to Abuja is not from Ibadan
to... We're talking about two politicians here. Politics cannot be rolled out, but I do not have my facts as regards politics. And I don't usually say things that I am not sure of. But like you and I know, we cannot totally rule out politics as part of what was discussed.
Let's take this call. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, also radio.
Good morning, Mr. Salami from Awoton. Thank you for calling.
God bless you, sir. Yes, I'm calling from Awoton. Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. My analyst, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Is it the new tweets into the Labour parties? Nigeria is too dramatic, and it's becoming more dramatic by the day. Honestly speaking, but I'm now wondering why the courts will now come around now to recognize may not be Usman faction of the Labour Party. For me, no, there is what I see there is an attempt to pull Peter Obi out of ADC. It's left for Peter Obi and the Obedience themselves to either kind of fall for their trick or remain where they are. But I can tell you, Peter Obi to them and to the APC is seen as a weakling that can easily be weighed. And I can assure you, if Peter Obi should run under the Labour Party now this time around, it's probably not likely to even get half of the votes he got in 2023. That's a fact. So that's just it. Then concerning security, I just want to alert your statement to what I read yesterday about the illegal mining going on inside Old Oyo Park that actually led to the attack, unfortunate incidents of about 2 weeks ago. And the governor must be aware of it. It's cut across both Oyo and Kwara State. So they are incubating already. So people who should know should actually take action now before it's too late. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Salami. For
Mr. Ayo, let's say something
comment
here to buttress what Mr. Salami said. I don't know if you have been to mining camps before. I have. If there is a river or a body of water in that vicinity and it has been illegally mined, there is a color that the water turns to. I don't know how to explain it. It's not brown, it's not gray, it's not red. It destroys that water almost completely. And yes, I saw that with my 2 eyes in Odomosho. There is a bridge shortly after Oduoba going into Odomosho. The body of water had always been, clear. But last week, it gave me that color.
Which signifies that mining is going nearby.
Especially illegal mining. And if you find mining activity somewhere, know that these guys are just a stone's throw away.
All right. Remember that Governor Makinde said on the 23rd of December 2025 that he regrets backing President Bola Tinubu in the last election, despite being a PDP governor and also part of the G5 group that opposed the party's presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hoping that your sources' information is accurate. And that is what, of course, the major meeting with the president. However, Makinde is comfortable in the PDP. How many governors do we have left in that party, by the way?
I think four. Oyo, Zamfara, Bauchi, and Adamawa.
Let me ask you a question that's words on the street. Do you think that the PDP would make something out of the coming election in Oyo State? That would be right after this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Archie.
Good morning, Benga. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. This is Benga calling from Akwacha.
You're most welcome.
Now, I think part of the reason why UK went to meet with the president.
You mean Sheyi Makinde?
Sorry, Sheyi Makinde, yes.
All right.
Part of the reason Sheyi Makinde went to meet with the president is that, he had said so many things that are incriminating in the past. He recalled that he quoted what Wiki said, that Wiki was going to crush PDP for Mr. President to come on board in the last election that we had, that was 2023. And he also said that the 20 billion naira of the thing for the Bodija explosion, the saga is still there. It's also there. And there are so many things that he had said that because the governor has already shot himself in the leg. So you don't expect him to sit back in Ibadan and before the exams, because his tenure will still wind up. So it's like, I'm done for Boshi. So that was the reason why you went to meet the president, probably to clear what is on ground and all that. And about him defecting to APC or whatever, well, politicians cannot be trusted. They can tell you they are in a particular a party in the morning, and before the noon, they will tell you that they are defected to party B. You can't trust them. Even from what we are gathering, we are hearing that probably is going to be ending up in ADC. If that is true, we can't say. But it's a man that can decide for him what he wants. But I think with the move he made yesterday to see Mr. President is a pure political move. I don't expect him to come out and be telling us that this is what is discussed with Mr. President. That cannot be done. That cannot be done. And lastly, on the issue of the first excerpt you talked about the invasion, the threat notice given to some law school in Lagos. I think, I'm thinking that it's a crime to send your words to school. Because when we were much younger, Mr. Sonny, there was a song we used to sing then. That Batanyaro Kokoka, Batanyaro Kokoka. Now, the Batanyaro Kokoka now is not being threatened just because you are going to the four walls of the classroom to get knowledge. Now, our schools are no longer safe. It has now gotten to the item that when you send your children to school in the morning, you'll be singing Our Father in Heaven because you are not sure if they will come back safe to the house. Now, what should we do? I think our government should map up a security plan that cut across all schools, all hospitals, all government parastatals, so that even if you want to have the kind of attack, there will be a kind of reprisal attack earlier. It is good to map out plans to offset this
because of our time.
And not to be ensuring that after the thing has happened, we will not be commiserating.
All right.
So that is the point I want to make.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gbenga Mario. Thank you so much. I want to take this comment on Facebook very quickly. Adedamola Okunla. As regards the abduction of worshippers while worshipping their God, the federal government should please find a lasting solution to insecurity in the country. State police should be approved, and the Amotekun Corps in the southwest should be allowed to carry weapons that will make their work more effectively. Thank you.
If the governor had been in the villa to discuss things they wouldn't want anybody to know, they wouldn't have even announced his arrival. You can go to the villa and nobody will know. If they want to discuss, this is how you're going to help me destroy this party, nobody would know that the guy went there.
All right. My last question. Do you think that the PDP would make anything out of Oyo State in the coming election?
Is the PDP a political party right now?
It is a political party.
Well, it is.
It is called People's Democratic Party.
It is a registered political party, but trust me, that thing is as good as a toothless bulldog.
Your opinion.
My opinion. It doesn't have a chairman, so who's going to sign your form if she do win primary? You cannot look at Ekiti State now. They cannot have any candidate. Look at Osun State, no candidate. So, how is that a political party?
We keep our fingers crossed. Supreme Court closed Kudirat Abiola's murder case, frees Al-Mustafa.
Don't blame the Supreme Court, don't blame Al-Mustafa. The Lagos State government had 11 years to prove a case against Hamza Al-Mustafa. They did not show up. The Supreme Court is not going to leave the door open forever. It is the Lagos State that we should blame, starting from Fashola, Ambody, and Sanwo-Olu. All three of them had ample time to prove their case, but they chose not.
Why did you think they didn't show up?
Maybe something. Maybe the landlord of Lagos said don't do that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lali Konsoni, for your time. That's all we can take. Agbeya will come in at 8 o'clock in Yoruba language to look at more stories that, of course, our own 1 hour cannot handle. That show is 1 hour, 30 minutes in Yoruba language. AM Sport will be live on radio. Lizette Femi Oloyade will be serving us with the latest and hottest stories in the world of sports. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Ayo. Have a great and blessed weekend. God bless you.
Important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own